What's up, guys? And welcome to First Looks, where I look at a deck for the first time that's been gaining recent popularity. Today's is Control Hunter. This deck hit the front page of Hearthstone, and I'd say it's pretty interesting based on how it's a Control Hunter deck without many powerful cards and quite a few unlikely candidates to be in the deck. There's a snipe, which we haven't seen in quite a long time. A multi-shot cult master, which has been coming back in popularity with hunters as of late, with an Unleash the Hounds combo. Houndmaster, a violet teacher, which I haven't seen in a while, and an antique healbot, something that I've never seen in a hunter deck. Looking at this deck, it's supposed to be control, but it honestly looks like it's sort of a trap beast synergy deck. As you can see, there are some kind of interesting things though to mention. There is no kill commands in this deck. People have been saying that they did pretty well in this deck. It's a joke that it's a control deck, but I say it's I actually don't know what to say. It has a pretty good mid game, but other than that, I don't really see much to it. Alright, let's try it out. One of the big things I'd say about this deck is that there is no removal aside from possibly a freezing trap and multi-shot, but really doesn't have much of an impact.
Let the hunt begin.
Looking at this deck, I can say that mulligans would be pretty straightforward. 2 drops, hopefully. I don't believe there's any 1-drop monsters aside from Web Spinner, which is always a standard for hunter decks, but you know, deck is alright. I mean, hand is alright. It seems like I'm going against some kind of aggro, possibly mech rogue. Looking at the deck, I say that your priorities for mulliganing would be Eagle Horn Bow, into maybe a Mad Scientist, Knife Jugglers, and Haunted Creepers, Web Spinners. Basically your early cards, and Eagle Horn Bow would be something that would save a lot of games. I'm gonna say this deck feels pretty slow right now. You have a Hunter's Mark for removal. I feel like if you were to play this in today's meta with all the mech mages and such, it would probably lose on account of that. This deck is obscenely slow, and the minions in this deck aren't very sticky. They die pretty fast, and they aren't much of a threat. I guess what you're aiming for in this matchup is to get your Savannah high main out so that you could actually start doing damage. I see no real win potential aside from that, and maybe whittling down their health slowly with a steady shot whenever you have excess mana. Now, a really good card to draw right now would definitely be Unleash the Hounds, because that's interesting. Because it seems that I am in a tough position. Maybe I get it here.
I can't do that.
I really don't want to toss any of these out, but I have no choice. Right now, I think this game is a pretty hard game unless I draw Unleash. Hopefully he's going to send his Tinkertown and possibly, hero power it. and Argent Protector. This is where I desperately need an Unleash the Hounds. I'd say that instead of a second freezing trap, it would be much better to run a explosive trap for issues like these. Because I believe that I may have lost. Yep. It's a lost game.
Well fought.
For Control Hunter, it doesn't seem like it has much control over the board. Which is probably why it has the quotation marks in its name. But I feel as though it's also one of those beast synergy cards that have been revamped, because Starving Buzzard basically dropped out as a card and probably won't ever be used until it gets a buff. But knowing Hunter, it's probably never going to get a buff. This hand is pretty good. I wish I had a web spinner though. See if I get that now. No. But aside from this, I have a pretty good hand. 2 drops, 3 drops, and utility cards. Now we get the Unleash, but a game too late. I'm probably going to toss out the Knife Juggler. If he uses a backstab, that's not a huge deal. I have an Animal Companion. Deadly Poison, coin Deadly Poison possibly. Yep. Hopefully I don't get a Huffer. Yeah, Leok. It's a card. Hopefully he does not have 1 damage, but it seems like it would be better if he didn't. Turn 3 pass. Okay. What I'm gonna play now is probably an Eagle Horn with a web spinner. Actually, I need more presence on the board for a control deck. Really doesn't have much removal or means of survivability.
Pay attention, class.
This might be a might possibly be a Miracle Rogue deck. So I'm gonna try to actually rush him down as fast as I can. Because right now he can't do many things to me.
Pay attention,
Ooh,
class.
that looks scary actually. If he has cards, then I always have Unleash the Hounds. No, I'm gonna play Animal Companion, so that's a good drop to get. The problem is that he may have a Blade Fury, and that would destroy my board aside from the Lovely Heart Creators, but it seems like he doesn't, and having so many of those little Violet Apprentices really helps out with the Unleash the Hounds.
I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn.
Now, he's gonna kill himself like this, which I honestly don't mind.
I'm ready to
And that is game.
Well played.
For a control deck, this was pretty aggressive. Keep going. Some people have mentioned that it would be better to replace the 2 Cult Masters for 1, and possibly a Pilot Shredder and a Violet Teacher with a Pilot Shredder, because of the fact that it's much more stickier and
The hunt.
probably a better card overall than Cult Masters because they're pretty conditional as a Cult Masters. Cult Masters are pretty weak when you have nothing to play as a 4-drop because this deck doesn't have many 4-drops to play. This might be a Mech Mage. This is a Mech Mage. Okay. That is annoying. That is very annoying. This deck has nothing that could deal with any. Honestly, I'd rather have Leok than any of the other ones right now. Actually, that's not true. I'd rather have the one with the taunt. Misha. Power. This actually helps me out a bit because I could just toss 2 knife jugglers out and juggle hopefully everything.
Put this apple on your head. Put this apple on your head.
So what I really wanted to get rid of is, aside from the fact that I wanted to get rid of the Noiltron, I wanted to get rid of the Divine Shield because the Divine Shield is pretty annoying. Okay. Isn't too bad, honestly. Now, I'm probably going to Hunter's Mark that. But and hope that I could grab another one or something of the sort for the soon to come Dr. Booms, which is also an interesting thing to note that this deck does not run any Dr. Booms. But I'm probably not. I'm gonna hit once. Hopefully I could get a knife onto this guy. 1 knife, which I did, which is great. I kind of see the control aspect now playing it, but this deck is very conditional with the cards. Whereas if you were to play a control warrior, all the cards are sort of obvious on what to play. I feel that it's worth it to trade 1 for 1 here. My weapon for the spider tank. See, Dr. Boom. Now, I'm just going to Hunter's Market because that, as well as play a Violet Teacher. I was lucky. I did not want him to kill my Blood Spinner. Stranglethorn Tiger. It's honestly not a bad card for this right now. It turns out it's doing pretty well against Mech Mages. But to be fair, the Mech Mage didn't have such a great start. She started with two Noiltrons. That's 2 for 3 in the lower tier ladder. It's doing pretty well so far. I can see why that a lot of people play this now, because it's a pretty cheap deck and it just won against a Mech Mage. Though it is said that it does pretty bad against what is it called? Druids. you can see why. For the monsters that Druid has, it can't really do much against it. Another surprising thing about this deck is that it doesn't have many legendaries, and that it surprisingly does not run a snake trap. Instead it ran a snipe, because I feel though snake trap would be great with the fact that you have two cult masters in the deck, but it would also be like the other deck, Snake Bite, which is also a really popular deck at this point in time. God's real. That's funny. Let's toss on our web spinner. Hopefully he could keep wasting mana on killing my web spinners, and I could draw better cards, and I would not have to be afraid. The problem is he may be a... That's a good drop. He may be a frost mage, a freeze mage. Probably going to frostbolt or flame cannon. Knowing mages, they always have one. Yep. Micro machine, that's interesting. It's a bit late for a knife juggler, but I'm gonna toss this out. He's probably going to think that it is either a explosive trap or a snake trap. Hopefully that does not kill me. That is great. That helps me out. A 5 mana card, a 4 mana card for a 2 mana. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Now, I'm probably going to coin out High Mane, because High Mane's a great card, but I could get another card. I will get another card because I plan to trade this in. That's what I'm going to actually do, because I will get a High Mane either way. Houndmaster. Now next turn I could companion Houndmaster or Savannah, but Houndmaster would probably be a better choice. Some RNG is not with me. Nisha. Honestly, I played the Houndmaster just to get a card out, where I could get a free Fireball, Polymorph. It's interesting. He will go for that instead of my other. Ooh. Now I'm going to multi-shot rather than use my Houndmaster, because I'm pretty low on health, and I am 100% sure that he does have a 2 fireballs that would effectively destroy me. Probably the Shredder. Really want to trade it. I'm probably going to lose this game. This is a Mech Mage with a better deck. Oh. But do I take the risk in using this now? I mean, no, I'm going to actually try to establish more board control. He has to waste 1 mana trying to kill this off, or this. I mean 2 mana. Polymorph. I'll have to take a lot of damage here. Next turn I have to play an anti-Keelbot. If he has a fireball, I am dead. And he does.
Well played.
It seems that it doesn't do so well against cards with good removal, because there's a lack of minions in this deck.
Rexa versus Thrall. For Doomhammer. Let the hunt.
I'm gonna keep another web spinner. Probably not gonna take an eagle horn bow this time. Mad Scientist is pretty good.
Put this apple on your head.
Lightning Storm? Feral Spirit. Now, an axe, eagle. That's a good drop. I'm actually gonna see if I could wait it out. Considering that he has 2 taunts, he probably wants to go for face and Earth Shock. Alright. I'm sure that we could win this game now because we just threw out the best card imaginable. The chicken wins games, guys. Chicken wins games. Mana tie totem. I'm actually going to Hunter's Market because I don't want him to get such a huge card advantage over me. He probably has a Hex for my Savannah as well. Yep. I haven't really seen him play any monsters. Should go for face. So it seems like it's some sort of burn or burst Shaman. Chicken wins games. I'm gonna toss out Cult Master because I'm pretty low on cards. Sucks to have to trade a chicken in for that crappy monster, but I need the card draw. Deck has an issue with card draw as well. So that you can't really draw any cards. I'm just going for I'm just hitting him with my hero power. This This deck does not do well with removal.
My shield for Argus.
I feel like this is a lost game now.
Well fought.
So I'm back to the rank where I started this video, but so my thoughts on this deck, not great. It gets beat too easily by cards with decks with a lot of removal, or it's much faster paced. Because if you're going against a Mech Mage, which is very popular lately, you're gonna get stomped pretty hard. As well as Control Warriors, which just outclasses you in terms of survival. And hell, even if they were to come at you with a handlock deck, 200's Mark is not going to take down its Twilight Drakes, its Giants. It just doesn't have enough to it compared to its original 2 decks that it seems like it's made from. I feel that it should just stick with aggro. So yeah, thanks for watching. Those were my first thoughts on my first look video.